Peace, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash, Yahweh, who the workingly calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the workingly calls Jesus. I want to give it up honor to the apostles, a great millstone, who has taught me this truth. I want to give it peace and blessings to the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, who teaches truth and risk their life to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Low in the video is edifying, lonely Akim get something from this video. Quick video. I'm going to grab a couple of precepts here in Sirach, and whatever precepts that come to mind, I'll grab. But again, it's going to be a quick video, short, to the point. I always say this when I make videos on Sirach or Proverbs, for brothers that are newer. These are two books that I recommend as far as to show you the mind of the man of the Lord and show you how to move, okay? And show you how to, make decisions, how to apply wisdom, when to do certain different things, how to do certain different things. You know what I mean? And these like, I call them like building books. You know what I'm saying? They, when you first come into this truth, you're exposed to a lot, and, you might be, new, as far as to like this way of living or this way of thinking, or, this way of, like applying things, right? So you might not know, and to keep from stumbling a lot in the beginning, it's always good to go to the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, and the book of Proverbs. Those are like two of my personal recommendations. You know what I mean? It get you up to speed quick as far as how to do things and how to maneuver. Because I'm telling you, there's gonna be certain things along your walk that you're gonna have to apply wisdom. You're gonna have to show that you've learned wisdom and apply it. You always want to apply wisdom, but it's gonna be some times where it's like situations where like wisdom, will be the only thing that gets you out of it. You know what I mean? And it could be a small or a big situation, but you always want to apply wisdom. And when you read books like this, it kind of show you and give you examples. You know what I mean, on what to do, and how not to do it, and how to do it, and what people to be around, and all kind of stuff. So, like I said, they're building books, and they're two of my recommendations for Akim, that's newer, coming into the knowledge and fold, okay? This is Sirach 23:1. It says, O Lord, Father and Governor of my whole life, leave me not to their counsels, or let me not fall by them. It says, who will set scourges over my thoughts, and the discipline of wisdom over mine heart, that they spare me not from mine arrogances, and it pass not by my sins, lest mine ignorances increase and my sins abound to my destruction, and I fall before mine adversaries, and mine enemy rejoice over me, whose hope is far from mercy. Right? And when you go to, like the scriptures say, chat, let me go to it real quick. Precept. Despise not. Because this is the attitude in the mind that forgot an exhortation. I'm grabbing the Hebrews. But this is the mindset you gotta have, you know what I'm saying? When you're in this thing, and stay in this thing. You know what I'm saying? This is the mindset we all hope we keep. Because even when you go to Micah, it says, I'll bear the indignation of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, until he plead my cause. And it's a specific mindset you got to have for that. It's a specific understanding you have to have for that. Okay? So you don't get offended. So you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't have that woe is me spirit. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that depression, dark cloud all over you and all that shit. Like, those things happen, man. You know what I mean? But when your perspective is shifted in a way to where it's like, things are happening, for me and not to me, you start to see like, okay, well, the Lord is dealing. You know what I mean? Because, hey, I always say this, like, one thing about getting rebuked and one thing about getting corrected is that at least the Lord is showing that he's dealing. You know what I mean? You got people in this world that's getting blessed and having, their way and doing this and doing that and doing all the wrong shit in the world. But at the end of the day, they have a reward to them or for them that's pure evil, and it's going to lead them to their demise, right? that end all be all reward for the wicked is that's the sword, man, which is those thermonuclear missiles that fire. So you much would rather go through this and catch yours. So therefore you're not condemned with the world, man. Okay. So it's Hebrews 12 in I'll start at 4. It says, "Ye have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him." See? It says, "For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth." So if the Lord love you, he gonna chasten you, he gonna scourge you, right? It says, if you endure chastening, as a matter of fact, let's get that word in here real quick. Select 12 and 5. Let's get the word chastening real quick. Boom. I love broski here.
Strong's G 3809. Paideia.
Okay. It says the whole training of education of children, which relates to the cultivation of mind and morals and employs the purpose, now commands and admonitions, now reproof and punishment. It says it also includes the training care of the body, whatever in adults also cultivates the soul by correcting mistakes and curbing passions, right? Which is what? Discipline. Okay. And something that you have to have, and it's truth. It says instruction which aims at increasing virtue. Okay. Virtue is something that an Israelite man has to have. It's something that a man of God have to have, right? High moral standards. You know what I'm saying? It says chastening of evils with which the Most High visits men for their amendment. So like I said in Micah, right? It says what? Matter of fact, I'll grab it in and I'll just grab it here. It says, so 9, it says, "I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh because I have sinned against him." See? So he's going to bear the indignation. Let's get that word for indignation. It says rage, raging, storming, indignation. Let's see the root. Sad, wrath, be vexed. Rage. He went to be humorous. To be angry, appear perplexed, appear troubled, to be sad. So basically, judgment in a way. It says, sad, weren't like in wrath. Yeah, so basically judgment, right? It says, "I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh because I have sinned against him. Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness." Okay? So what? We're bearing the indignation. Okay? What? We sinned, we went off. Okay? Remember, we're coming back into the truth. And not every Israelite is doing that. But the ones who are, right, are going through chastisement, are going through correction for the better, right? Because the Lord cares about you. And that's one way. Now, easier said than done, don't get me wrong, but that's the mindset when going through it that you have to have. Okay? It says 6, it says, "For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If you endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?" See? So if the Father doesn't chastise you, then are you a son? No. "But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons." So if you be without chastisement, then you're not a son. Okay? Your Father don't correct somebody he don't care about, man. Okay, it says, "Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection subjection unto the Father of spirits, and live. It says, for verily for a few days chastened us after their own. For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. So the Lord doing it for our profit, our benefit, man. Okay? It says, now no chastening for the present seemed to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. So no chastening for the present seemed to be joyous, but it's not. It lead right to your damnation. Okay? Go back here. Right here, let's go back to 3. It says, lest my ignorances increase and my sins abound to my destruction, and I fall before mine adversaries, and mine enemy rejoice over me, whose hope is far from thy mercy. O Lord, Father and power of my life, give me not a proud look, but turn away from thy servants always a haughty mind, which is a haughty mind leads you far from the Lord. Okay? It don't bring you close to the Lord. The Lord, look at you far off. Okay? 5, it says, turn away from me vain hopes and concupiscences, and thou shalt hold him up that is desirous always to serve thee. Let not the greediness of the belly nor lust of the flesh take hold of me, which a lot of men fall to. A lot of men fell in lust, man. Right? And man, this world, man, it's everywhere. Okay? And give not over me thy servant into an impudent mind. Hear, O ye children, the discipline of the mouth, and he that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips. And that's the point. 6 is the point. That's another video for another time. But 6 is the point, man. So what? This is the mindset that we have to have toward in his ministry and his truth. Okay? They say perspective is everything, man. And if you could fix that, right? And I'm talking to myself first and foremost, but if you could fix that, things would be better. Look at things a lot better, right? Don't look at it with feeling, look at it with wisdom. And again, I'm talking to myself first and foremost. Okay? Hey, so with that, man, Lord, videos edifying, Lord, I got something from this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Crocodiles. I want to tell you, brothers, keep pushing on to the next. Shalom.